You guys ever walk out to the mailbox and find something in there that you don't remember ordering? Well, I just did that, and I actually opened the package up, and I think it's going to be something really cool. A frog customization kit from Scumfrog. And I have no idea what's in it because I don't even remember ordering it, but apparently my credit card says that I did. All right, so here we go. I have never opened this up. I have no idea what's in here. Was this? Oh, check this out. Okay, so it comes with a frog. Even all these mods in here, it comes with a trophy series. I do like that color, that chartreuse one. I like that thing a lot. Looks like a little bluegill on the bottom. All right, what do we got? We can turn it into a buzz frog real easy. Check that out. Next thing I see, you got bait fuel. There's a perfect little place. See that hole in the hind end of that thing? Shoot some bait fuel up in there and make sure you get it on the legs too. Kind of a little secret. I do that all the time with all my launch frogs. We got a little spinner on the back. Ooh, rattles. So you can put this on your line and it'll keep that scum from getting around the line tie of your frog. All right, let's check out putting this stuff on the frog. All right, so let's put this buzzer on the front of this frog. I got my pliers. I'll slide this around. All right, check that out. Buzz frog. Now that is something that's pretty unique because you don't see that. There are some where you can put some of the toads up on a buzz bait, but not with a hollow body, not something that's gonna be that absolute weedless as that. So man, that's gonna be awesome. And the cool thing about all these mods is you can do all this to any of the frogs, whether you're using the poppers or the launch frogs or the trophy series, any of them, all these mods will work. All right, the next thing in the frog box, we've got these cone heads, and these are really cool if you're fishing a lot of times in the fall when there's just a lot of that slime on top of a lot of the grass. So this just slides up on your line. They're super easy to put on, put your braid through there because we're always throwing braid with a frog. Put your braid through there. This thing slides up on the line just like that. You're gonna take that cone head and you just slide it right down and it'll fit right over top of your line tie, just like that. So it's got that little slit in there and it slides right up there. And now all that slime and stuff, it doesn't hang up on your knot and on your line tie on the frog. So it gives that frog a nice little nose cone right there, and it'll come through that really, really slimy stuff a lot better. All right, this next thing looks pretty cool. This is actually a rattle to give it just a little bit more noise hanging on the back, and it hooks on the hooks just like that with that neat little rig right there. So how you put it on there is you want to take the body of the frog and kind of get the hook, peel it up and kind of get the hooks exposed out the back. And then you take this guy and you stick, they got the two little rings on it, you stick one of the rings on one of the hooks, one of the rings on the other hook, and it slides down like that. And then you slide the frog back up over it, just like that. And now that little rattle kind of hangs down off the bottom of it. That's pretty cool. And sometimes I bet when the mat is really, really thick, that extra little rattle up there will probably give them something they can really hone in on when it's up above them. You know, maybe like later in the fall when the grass is as thick as it's possibly going to be. And that's pretty cool. A little rattle on the back. All right, and let's check out the next thing in here. This is something that I really, really like. I've been using this for a long time, and there's certain days out there when the fish are coming up and they're just slapping at your frog or they're just biting the tails, and for whatever reason you can't get them to do anything on anything else, but you still can't hook them when they're biting your frog either. Well, a frog trailer hook is absolutely the way to go, and you actually get two of them in this kit. So that's really cool, but it's basically like just an oversized drop shot hook, but yet it has that cool little frog harness on there. So it's really easy to put on, and I don't throw it all the time because the frog is not quite as weedless as it is without one of these, but man, those days when you're getting a lot of short strikes, this is absolutely the way to solve that situation. So all we gotta do is we gotta bend the body of the frog back a little bit like we have been putting those other harnesses on. It exposes it. You just hook it right down on here just like this. Slide that thing down just a little bit and get that all set. And when you get it set down on there, you can just pop the body of that frog back over top of it and check this out. You have 100% way better hookup ratio when you have this trailer hook on the back of this thing. So you are in business now. all those short strikers are just gonna be like, oh, ha ha, watch this. And I'm gonna say, watch this, schwack, when I jack them right in the face. Look how that thing sticks up like that. Now the last thing in the customization box, you know, we've got our cone head on the front. We had a lot of different little accessories. I've got my trailer hook on the back. I'm gonna take out one of my absolute favorite things in fishing, X55 bait fuel. This stuff 100% works. Got this cool little packaging it's in. So all you gotta do is just rip the top of it. I like to put a little bit in the water evacuation hole, right back in there by where the hooks come out of the frog. That's where all the water and stuff will come out of there. So I like to take a little bit of that bait fuel and put some up in that hole right there, just like that. Get it nice and lubed up right there in that hole. And then I put some on the skirts too. So make sure you get plenty of the lubed up bait fuel on the skirt and in the hole. And you get it all set up like that. And now you have a bait fuel infused, trailer hook added, cone head on the front. You basically have the ultimate scum frog. Whether you're gonna use the buzzer to put on the front of it, whether you're gonna use the rattles, like I said, cone heads are something that I use all the time. Man, the trailer hook is awesome. The bait fuel, and you could put that little flashy blade on the back of that thing. I mean, so many different ways that you can mod this frog, and all of them will work. Kind of gives you your own little personalized frog. And don't forget the bait fuel, definitely put that on it. And that 20% off, so you can get yourself some more. I actually thought that was some instructions when I first looked. Oh, it is instructions. Check this out. There's instructions on the back and a 20% off code on the front. I really like it. I think Scumfrog hit a home run with this frog customization box.